Jehad Abusalim is the Executive Director at the Institute for Palestine Studies, and he joins us live now from Washington, D.C. Welcome, Jehad. Thanks for being with us. So just miserable conditions there in Gaza continuing, but not only that, the Israeli airstrikes are continuing. Why is Israel striking Gaza, and it's continuing to strike Gaza, including tents where people are sheltering? And what does that mean for the ceasefire?
Well, people hear ceasefire, and the assumption is that, bombing stops, killing stops, but on the ground, Israeli airstrikes are still killing Palestinians. And families are still trying to keep children dry in storm-damaged tents. And just this week, there were multiple deadly Israeli airstrikes in Gaza during what is supposed to be a ceasefire period. And this, brings to question the entire diplomatic approach that has surrounded the efforts to end the bloodshed in Gaza. If diplomacy is real, if the intentions of those who are working on pushing for an end of the bloodshed is genuine, this has to show up first as safety for civilians and in the Gaza Strip, and predictable humanitarian access. This is a situation where the Israelis use diplomacy, manipulate ceasefire agreements, and abuse this what is supposed to be a period of calm and a period of healing in order for them to continue their push to empty Gaza of its population, to kill people there on a slower pace, leaving them exposed to the elements, as we're seeing with this really harsh winter that has rendered people miserable, as you mentioned. So this is a situation where, against the odds of a lot of pressure from, governments, from nations around the world, and Israel felt pressured to stop the, large-scale, spectacular bombardment. But that didn't mean that Israel stopped the measures that it's taking in order for it to continue its program to ethnically cleanse Gaza and continue to harm Palestinians there en masse.
Trump's Middle East envoys in the West Bank meeting Palestinian leadership, currently including PLO figures. You mentioned diplomacy. Are the Americans' diplomatic efforts getting anywhere?
I mean, it seems that U.S. engagement is increasing, but especially with this Board of Peace idea, we're told that this is going to crystallize soon, and that there are discussions around moving to the second phase. But the question Palestinians will ask, and I think the world should ask, is that whether this engagement, what is this engagement for, and on whose terms? The Board of Peace concept that is being reported does not seem like a minor diplomatic endeavor. We're talking here about a structure that would supervise a technocratic Palestinian government and oversee major decisions about Gaza's future, including security arrangements and reconstruction. And, Palestinians always, before this genocide and now, they consistently insist on a basic principle, especially when it comes to diplomatic solutions. And that principle is that any solution that does not take Palestinian aspirations seriously and tries to impose a vision from the outside will not hold. And you cannot build legitimacy by designing Palestinians out of their own future. So this is going to be a big test for U.S. diplomacy, for the mediators who have assisted us or who have helped in getting us to this point. We're not talking here about a transitional plan. We're talking about something that that needs to be transparent, that needs to be rooted in Palestinian consent and to be linked to Palestinian rights and agency.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for. Jehad Abusalim, Executive Director at the Institute for Palestine Studies. Thanks so much.